The last video did much better than I could have ever imagined, so you best believe we're back with another challenge run. Before we get started, I want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. I love Dark Souls so much, and I'm glad to be able to make more videos on it. In this video, my original plan was to beat Dark Souls, but every time I die, I lose all the gear I'm using, meaning the armor set I have on, the weapon I'm wielding, and the shield I'm using. But what this run ended up turning out to be about halfway through was a no-death run, and once I realized that, the pressure was on. Did I crumble under the pressure, or did I get the job done and complete the all-boss no-death run? Well, let's find out. Welcome to how I beat every boss in Dark Souls without dying. Now, since I was originally doing a completely different challenge run, here's some base rules for that. You cannot change the gear you have equipped, meaning I must use the starting set of gear until I were to die or complete the game. I cannot remove the gear right before death, meaning if I was fighting Nito and I was super close to death from Toxic, I can't take all of my armor and my weapons off. And lastly, every piece of gear lost cannot be duplicated or used again, meaning that if I was using a Zweihander and then died, I can't just find another Zweihander and use it again. And that goes for armor, etc. With that said, let's begin the journey. Once we've decided on the perfect name for our character, I choose the warrior class along with a master key that make Magir look stunningly handsome. A legend has been born. Dungeon cell key acquired due to our great friend Oscar. We're able to break out of jail and run past this massive fuck, dodge this boulder, then meet back up with Oscar to get our OJ. A little bit of parry warm up and a blundered plunder, and we're able to take the asylum demon down. Officially dropping into Lordran. Immediately after landing, we sprint to Undead Burg, where we're really able to put our plans into fruition. After 5 minutes of grinding souls, the chain set has been bought from the Undead Merchant. Look, I know it's notoriously ugly, but it's a semi-reliable backup for if we take a death early. Cracked round shield in the waistcloth. I mean, I'll take it. Remember how in the last video he whooped my ass? Well, I took it personal and studied him. Oh boy, I sure hope this is a safe spot. Alright, nope, not safe. Aside from being squashed in the final seconds of the fight, we were able to cruise past Taurus Demon. So far, so good. We catcall Solaire so he gives us Lordran's version of a phone number, then kick down this rusty old ladder and spend our souls on some vitality as well as endurance. I went in with the thought process of I might die a lot, so with leveling, I focused more on being able to simply use the weapons I had at my disposal, then level vitality and endurance since those two stats are always used. Anywho, a calm jog past the Drake, picking up the claymore as we do so, and a rest at the bonfire later, we open this gate to make our way into Undead Parish. Of course not before grabbing the basement key for later. We also take a small detour to grab the Night Shield just to be extra safe in case of a crisis. Nothing like the Undead Parish bonfire, am I right? I level up my longsword a couple of times and then take my talents to this big ass iron guy for an extra Titanite shard and a Firekeeper soul. Get outsmarted, idiot. With the channeler dead and the hollows with nothing but broken straight swords, we free Lautrec, then grab the extra humanity conveniently sitting in this barrel. Then summon our favorite Sunbro Solaire to take on the infamous gargoyles. Yeah, it's safe to say we do enough damage. After an easy path to the bell, we let the world know of our achievement, then get our strength up to 16 as well as our dexterity up to 14, allowing us to wield every weapon and shield we've picked up. After that, I think about it for a couple of minutes, but in the end decide that I should prematurely upgrade the claymore, since it's an extremely powerful weapon and it'll be good for if we die. I mean, yeah, our longsword might drop off, but I'm banking on my mechanical skills to carry me through the lackluster damage. I then decide to take a detour to Darkroot Basin to also grab the Hunter armor and try my luck at the Black Knight Halberd. What? You thought I got it? Oh look, my favorite shield in the Dark Souls franchise. I continue the trek in the Darkroot, summoning Witch Beatrice to help me take down the Moonlight Butterfly since I'm pretty sure I'd tickle her in my current damage state. Beatrice, after enough time passes, takes down the Moonlight Butterfly and we reap the rewards if not a whole lot. With the Moonlight Butterfly killed, I head back to Undead Parish where I get my longsword up to level 4 for, well, obvious reasons. I take the elevator back down to Firelink, grabbing the 4 hidden chests on my way down. Then I put a level into Vitality. We make the march back up and through Undead Burg to make it to the town's respective basement. A quick slide down this tall-ass ladder and an opening of a shortcut, and we are en route to Capra Demon. This area is notorious for people dying, so we must be extra careful. I decided to start with my shield here until I could wither enough dogs down to confidently two-hand my weapon. But sadly, we do not one-shot the bandits through the doors, so we're forced to deal with them the old-fashioned way. After that, we pick up the Mailbreaker, then journey farther through this hellscape, methodically outsmarting my opponents one at a time. With those guys donezo, we grab their armor set along with the target shield and make the painful walk to unlock the shortcut to Firelink Shrine so I no longer need to walk through that awful fucking area in case I die. Let's see if I can do the fireball cheese. Holy shit, would you? I got one, okay? After killing the other dog, I get nervous as hell in the corner for about 2 minutes straight before remembering that I've played a whole lot of Dark Souls 1. Large Ember, I'm almost there. And after having my way with the Clothless Hollows and taking care of some poorly trained animals, we snag the Large Ember and then take care of the Butcher. Hi-ya! Rat down and sewer chamber key in hand, I head further down into the sewer until I reach the bonfire. 12,000 souls in hand, I decide to level up more endurance as well as more vitality, then make a pit stop at Dom Hall to snag his pine resin. Not before suddenly getting invaded by Knight Kirk himself. Thankfully, we are much more powerful than him, so we take him down without much of a sweat. One more pit stop at the Channeler and his rat crew later, and we're officially ready to take on the Gaping Dragon, backed with the help of everyone's favorite NPC, Solaire. This fight was about as easy as it's always been. The only thing to be worried of is his boss's fuck-ass hitbox. We level up yet again endurance and vitality before getting the hell out of the depths and making my way back to Firelink Shrine, where I teach Lautrec Gravity and get rewarded with a handful of humanity in the Fap Ring, which we of course put on immediately. And once we level up our Estus Flask, we're ready to head to Andre where we give him the Large Ember, which makes us able to upgrade our Longsword and our Claymore to +6, later pushing our Longsword to +7. With the added upgrades in hand, we make our way into Blighttown to do some fire skips and get on this Ferris wheel where we can safely get down and murder Mildred and this stupid ass mosquito before resting at the bonfire and popping some consumables, allowing me to put another level into endurance. We then make the run to Quelaag, summoning Mildew before the fight. I didn't really even have a reason to, I just wanted her to be along for the ride with me as friends. Post uneventful boss fight and the second bell has been rung. After telling Homeboy I'm here to serve tea, I level up more endurance and take my talents to Ceaseless Discharge. Bonk, 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 and bonk. More endurance invested, and it's off to take the trek all the way out of Blighttown. But first, I kill all the slugs in return for not an abundant quantity of large Titanite shards whatsoever. Back in Firelink, we run past the Hollows to make it to Undead Burg, then head down to Havel to acquire his ring. Finally, Faster Link has been unlocked. After being enlightened with swifter movement, I head back to Firelink, then go up the elevator to Undead Parish and make my way to Andre where I get my longsword to +8, then head to Sen's Funhouse shortly after. We make our way up fairly easily outside of getting our neck chomped by this goofy looking snake. On our journey upwards, we nay forget the large Titanite shards. We make it to the bonfire, then pop a consumable to be able to level up more vitality, then make it up to the boss door, breaking the fire giant's massive balls beforehand. I also decided to summon Iron Tarkus since I was pretty sure I'd do dick for damage, and dick for damage I was right, but with Tarkus' help we were able to take the Iron Golem down without much problem at all. Golem slain, we drop into Anor Londo, then dump our souls into even more vitality. Breathing exercises, breathing exercises, breathing exercises, breathing exercises. After a successful exercising of breath and a turn to the structure, and we're able to make it down to the next bonfire where you know what we do. Shortly after getting impaled with a spear and later on some lightning, we're able to easily make it past the archers. After missing the cheeky skip the first try, we get it on the second, then fuck up the Silver Knight, getting their spear, then kill the other one for the ability to pick up the Silver Knight armor. Again, in case we die during the challenge run, which we have yet to do so up to this point. I'm just as surprised as you are, trust me. The same spiel I went on half a second ago will explain why I also grabbed Havel's armor in the Occult Club, making my way to the giant blacksmith afterwards to get my longsword to +10. Solaire! Hurry! Anywhoosies, I was nervous as hell yet again going into this fight, evident by me summoning Solaire, which made the first phase of ONS much easier. And after a boring Super Smo second phase, we inherit 50,000 souls and use them to upgrade vitality and dexterity. Hubba bubba. Once the Lord Vessel has been acquired, we execute Guinevere and take down Mini Ornstein and Smo immediately after. We warp back to the bonfire named Anor Londo, then whoop the Firekeeper's ass. Then it's time to take on Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn took about 5 minutes but was extremely easy like it usually is. After more levels into scaling and a warp to Firelink to upgrade our Estus, we make our way through the Painted Guardian room and grab the Black Iron set, then realize that I forgot to grab the goddamn Peculiar Doll. I do some stupid shit like this in every challenge run, don't I? Moments after coming to terms with my mistake, we curl up like a ball and end up back in the Undead Asylum where we make it back down to where it all began, fucking up this Black Knight on our way and grab the Peculiar Doll. I also decided to kill the other Black Knight for another chance at a Black Knight Titanite weapon since I still haven't gotten one yet and still no luck. Upset, I run up the staircase just to find my old friend Oscar hollowed and forgotten, putting him out of his misery once and for all. We take a great fall after the floor collapses and fight the stray demon. This fight honestly didn't last as long as I thought it would, finishing the job in just about 3 minutes, with our reward being 20,000 souls at a Titanite slab. More scaling, more scaling, more scaling! Picking up where we left off earlier, we can now head into the painted world of Ariamis. Jump scare! After very slowly and methodically killing every bone wheel skeleton I came across, we're able to turn this handle and allow access to Priscilla. Besides being bled a couple of times, Priscilla was not much of a challenge, per usual. With that, we jump off this totally sketch diving board, then homeward bone back to the Anne Orlando bonfire, not long before running back up to Sen's Fortress and making it to that bonfire, upgrading dexterity for our troubles. We then warp to Undead Parish, where I'm able to upgrade my Claymore to +8, officially being an extremely reliable backup weapon in case I were to die, which I still haven't, and I can't really believe it at this point. It's time for the section of Dark Souls where I get a little nervous. New Londo ruins, but especially the fucking ghosts. I cannot express how many times I've died to these guys. Luckily, our damage to the ghosts wasn't that bad, so I was confident enough to get the Firekeeper soul, which did in fact pay off for me in the end, where I was able to triple kill the ghosts. Beautiful. This is one of the few times I was able to completely get through this area relatively unbothered, so for that I'll give myself a pat on the back. We're able to talk with Ingrid and retrieve the key to the seal, letting the friggin' water out, yo. I decided then remain down there and kill a couple of the Dark Wraiths to see if I can get any Titanite chunks, which went okay. Then grab the very large ember. With our newfound treasure, we upgrade our longsword to +12, then get a level into strength before returning to New Londo ruins. Hey, did you notice something? We never fought Sif. We don't have the fucking ring. Getting 2 Titanite chunks while we were wasting our time in New Londo ruins does pay off, in fact, as we were able to get our longsword to +13, then by the Covenant of Artorias making Sif available to us. But before we do that, I decided to join the Cat Covenant for the ability to get the flip ring, which we promptly do after sending Shiva off a cliff and murdering both his bodyguard and this random ass cleric that came out of nowhere. Flip ring acquired but not equipped, we take a short stop at the massive mushrooms to collect the gold pine resin they drop, as well as the enchanted ember, which I do not plan on using at all. I just pick up every piece of loot I see here that is available to me. With our longsword already being up to +13, we took care of Sif in a timely manner, then put more of our souls into scaling. +3 Estus, let's go! I then on a whim decide I want the Dusk set, so I pop some more souls, then buy that. Not really feeling up to fighting the 4 kings quite yet, I travel to Quelaag's domain, where I forget to place the Lord Vessel again. That's 2 videos in a row. I don't even know what to say anymore. There's the fucking placement of the Lord Vessel. Happy? Now we can head through arguably the worst batch of areas in the game, of course not forgetting about Kirk along the way. Demon Fire Sage time, everybody's favorite time. Woo! Seriously though, this fight took about a minute and a half and consisted of rolling forward and occasionally backwards until I hit my trigger enough times to deplete his health bar. Scaling or something like that, time to fight another demon. Even though the Centipede Demon's boss room is horrific, the boss in and of itself is easy, especially when you go to the patch of land located to the right of the boss room, where there is more than enough margin for error. We immediately cut his hand, tail, I don't know, body part off in order to get the orange charred ring, and after that it's just smooth sailing. I'm a filthy, filthy animal when it comes to wanting more damage out of any weapon, no matter what. We then sprint to the final bonfire before Bed of Chaos, grabbing the soul of a brave warrior along with the soul of a great hero before doing so. Bonfire lit, we head towards Bed of Chaos, taking care of the Pyromancer along with another celebrity shot from Nightkirk beforehand. Not wanting to lose the large amount of souls I just acquired, I homeward boned back to the bonfire, and guess what? Leveled up more scaling. After almost completely ruining the at this point no death run by forgetting to equip the orange charred ring, we make the run back a second time to Bed of Chaos, where this time we're there for her and her only. We slide in there, and the first third of the boss is as easy as can be. The second of the third is a bit more challenging, requiring me to do some perfect parkour in order to accomplish, but we managed to do it first try. Feeling confident, we head back down and get the God Roll of Fire Pillars being on the slide. With that, we're able to slide right into the middle of her and take her out, successfully killing Bed of Chaos without dying up to this point. +2 dex and +1 strength later, we head back to Firelink where we buy a transient curse as well as 5 charcoal pine resins from the female undead merchant. It seems it's that time, huh? Alright, come on, Beatrice. You probably won't do much, but you can be here for moral support. I was quite concerned about my damage going into this fight, but we attacked quickly enough and strong enough with the gold pine resin equipped to where we're able to take the king out before another one spawned. With that in mind, Beatrice and I were able to take down 4 kings, successfully acquiring 2 out of the 4 lord souls without dying up to this point. We spend our well-earned souls on strength and oh my gosh, something other than scaling! I guess it's time for Seath. Just to be clear, this death does not count since it is a scripted death and I am not doing any glitches. With that being said, I get back to the number of humanity I was originally at, then ruin the snake's day and rob his key afterwards to get freed from my cell. A little bit of jogging down with some flights of stairs and killing weird blue squids later, and we make it up the ladder where we're greeted by 3 snakes who were nowhere near worthy enough to challenge me. I turn their shitty music off, then super sprint back up the staircase, then go up this massive ladder and open this massive door, then solve this massive staircase puzzle, and finally being able to slide down this massive ladder and pulling this massive lever to unlock this massive shortcut to massive ass Seath, as well as grabbing the bonfire. After kindling said bonfire, we do the longest run back in all of Dark Souls 1. Again, don't ask me why I know that. Seath, hey buddy, it's good to see you again. A quick pop of charcoal pine resin and about a dozen hits later, Seath goes down pretty easily, now killing 3 out of the 4 Lord Souls without dying up to this point. We spend the souls gained on intelligence? Trust me, you'll understand in a minute. We warp to the Sunlight Altar, then make our way into Undead Burg, where we can head down the Watchtower and out the door to face the Hydra. Yeah, not much to say, just a boss that requires a boatload of patience and a little bit of awareness to not send yourself off the edge. But if you have both of those, this boss goes down very easily every single time. After quitting and reloading, we kill a crystal golem and talk to Dusk, who asks for help, and we say okay. That conversation leads us to receive the broken pendant, which we can then use to head back to where we originally found Dusk, and it's there where we will get violently jerked by Manus himself. That experience put behind us, we kindle the bonfire, then head for the Sanctuary Guardian. I'm extremely overleveled for this guy at this point in time, so this boss was not much of a scare at all, wrapping up in about 2.5 minutes. Those souls, we level Vitality and talk to Elizabeth to get her gold pine resin, cast light, and the Ulasil Ivory catalyst. You might have connected the dots and realized why I put a couple of levels worth of souls into intelligence earlier. That said, we pop every soul we have in an effort to get up to 14 intelligence, which is the amount needed to use cast light, but come up 1 level short, so we do the most reasonable thing. Head to the catacombs to fight Pinwheel for the extra souls in an attempt to gather enough to have cast light for Tomb of the Giants, because fuck that place. I summoned my best friend Leroy to aid me on this journey, and yeah, it's Pinwheel. Leroy wasn't even able to walk up to me and attack him before I was able to take care of him. After that fight and popping the remainder of our souls, we were still 7,000 short. We make that up by heading back to the Duke's Archives and killing some of the crystal golems, which award you with 1,200 souls per kill, and after eventually acquiring enough, we were able to get up to 14 intelligence, meaning we are now able to use cast light. We then decide to go all in on the no death run and head to Andre to get our longsword to plus 15. So about being able to use cast light now, we don't even have an attunement slot, which sadly meant we spent the next 15 minutes in the painted world of Ariamis farming souls to get the attunement slot that I needed to finally use cast light, which we managed to do. That headache over with, we once again jump off this large balcony, then make our way to Firelink Shrine, where we head back down through the catacombs into the Tomb of the Giants. With cast light, this area becomes relatively easy. The only thing needing to worry about now is how much damage the big skeletons do. We light the bonfire, then allow Patches to kick me off so I can grab the Skull Lantern and I guess get rid of Vince and Nico. We then run past some more enemies until we make it to the next bonfire, then quit out immediately because holy shit, did you see that? After some more trotting to the Tomb of the Giants and an invasion from our good old friend turned enemy Leroy, and we're able to head through the boss door to take on the final Lord Soul we needed before heading into DLC. Grave Lord Nito. Once you Divine Club the skeletons, Nito becomes the easiest boss ever made. We finish him off in about 1 minute, then put the souls we gained into Vitality in preparation for DLC. So I'm running through the Royal Wood and chatting with Chester later, and it's time to take on Artorias. Unlike in the last video, we were able to make pretty easy work of Artorias, only having to use 2 Estus before finishing him off. No deaths accumulated. 3 bosses remain. More Vitality please and thank you. After using the Skull Lantern we got from earlier to retrieve the silver pendant, we get rid of Chester and make our way through Ulasil, grabbing the crest key on our way through. We finally make it to the elevator where we expose of this silly goose before lighting the bonfire before Manus. With that completed, we run through Artorias' boss room, killing Karen, or however the fuck you pronounce her name, for her weapons before teleporting away from Calamite. We talk to Goth and ask him nicely to shoot Calamite so I can fight him. He says okay and absolutely fucking nails him, allowing us to freely attempt to fight him. Holy shit was I nervous. Definitely not as nervous as I would be for Manus, but still nervous nonetheless. But after taking it extremely slow, 5 minutes slow in fact, we were able to pretty confidently take him down, leaving us with only 2 bosses standing between me and a completely accidental no-death run. And now, for the boss I was absolutely dreading the most, Manus. And after fighting for my life, this happens. So yeah, we weren't able to do the accidental no death run, but the show must go on. And with that, our new build is the Dusk set along with the Grass Crest Shield and Gold Tracer. This build was solely created just so I was able to flip, since I've wanted to the entire run but haven't yet been able to. And also since I believe Manus will be significantly easier if I'm able to flip rather than simply fast roll. We spend the next 10 or so minutes running around and killing enemies until we eventually were able to accumulate 10,000 souls to upgrade the Gold Tracer to +5. With our weapon of choice maximum level and Magir turned back to human, we go back into Manus' boss room with a new formed hatred that I needed to settle, and well, settle I did. With Manus defeated, the only boss left between I and another successful Dark Souls challenge run is Gwyn. So we finally head down to the Kiln of the First Flame, where we murder a couple of Black Knights en route to the Flame himself, the Lord of Cinder, Gwyn. This fight started out amazing, but I immediately get reminded to never be too confident when it comes to Dark Souls, no matter how well you think you know a boss or however prepared you think you might be. And so behold, our new loadout, consisting of the Crest Shield, the +8 Claymore, as well as the Havel's set. With this newfound poise, we were able to do something that we can't usually do: safety. Parry Gwyn to death. Well, there you have it. You can beat Dark Souls while simultaneously losing all your gear every time you die. Sadly, I wasn't able to complete the Deathless run, but if that is something that interests any of you, let me know down in the comments below and I will try that next. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, as it helps the video have a higher chance of doing better on the algorithm. I appreciate everyone who's made it this far. I'm gonna head to sleep now. Later.